Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Southern Iowa, it's rodeo time. The 2025 Albia Chamber Main Street Rodeo returns Saturday, June 7th at the Monroe County Fairgrounds. Rogue Rodeo brings us 8 thrilling events, a bull ride showdown, comedy from Ronald Burton, and the dazzling Diamonds and Dust performance. Gates open at 5 p.m. for food, fun, and high-energy action await. Tickets on sale now at albiachambermainstreet.org. Adults $15 in advance, $20 at the gate. Kids only $10. Saddle up for a night of tradition and thrill. Don't miss it.
Jace Race 2025 is Saturday, June 7th at the North Mahaska Junior Senior High School in New Sharon. The 5K starts at 8 a.m., followed by the 1 mile fun run. To sign up, use the links on the North Mahaska Education Foundation's Facebook page. Pre-registration guarantees you a t-shirt, but you can also sign up the day of the race. There will be some giveaways and first-place prizes. In memory of Jace Carrico, who passed in 2008, the Carrico family appreciates the community's support. Skunk River Radio is a brand new online radio station playing country music from 1990 through 2010 with some Iowa country music sprinkled in. Listen right now at skunkriverradio.com. Plus, the Skunk River Radio app will soon be available at Google Play and the Apple Store. Also coming soon, Skunk River Radio will be available on Alexa and Google Assistant. And starting on Monday, June 9th, you'll be able to listen to me, Steve Shuttler, from 6 a.m. to noon, and Neil the Hayes Crott from noon to 6 p.m. Skunk River Radio, a division of Shuttler Media, LLC. A new event is happening in Hedrick, Iowa. Hedrick Shop and Rock the Block on Friday, June 6th from 4 to 8 p.m. on Hedrick Main Street. Your first stop is at the Hedrick Bank office of South Ottumwa Savings Bank to get your shopping bag and then check out all the great vendors. Plus, there's live music from 4:30 to 7:30. Bring your favorite people, your lawn chairs, and let's make it a night to remember in Hedrick. Enjoy live music, local vendors, food trucks, and fun. It's the Hedrick Shop and Rock the Block, Friday, June 6th.
Hi, I'm Brenda Pape, owner of the Unique Salon here in Oskaloosa, Iowa, and we are hiring a hairstylist. This station could be yours if you're interested in the job here at the Unique Salon. We have openings for a commission-based stylist or even a rental stylist. So if you're interested, please get back to me at the Unique Salon, 673-4969. Thank you.
Gordy and Debbie present Country Legends at the Wattier Opera House in Wattier, Iowa, this Friday, June 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. Find more information at gordyanddebbie.com. Tickets are $30 for adults, $15 for 18 and under. You can also purchase at the door or online at wattieroperahouse.org. Go on a nostalgic musical journey as Gordy and Debbie present Country Legends this Friday from 7 to 9 at the Wattier Opera House. Hey, and welcome in. It is time for the Tuesday night tune-up. We are live from your Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch on, it's kind of a rainy Tuesday night. We're hanging out here at Pizza Ranch, eating all this delicious pizza and chicken. Once Neil gets done, I don't know if there's going to be any left or not, but Safe left some scraps for all of us. Safe Grafke is our host. Hey, I should thank all of our sponsors before we get going. Of course, we thank Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch for being our host venue. We also thank the likes of, Sigourney Motors, Copeland Auto Body, Nutrient Ag Solutions in Keswick, Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Body Shop, Julie's Homestyle Cafe, and James Family Greenhouse. Let's take it to Safe, who's standing by with Cole and Marla. Safe.
Welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. I'm your host, Safe Grafke. As always, we have Cole Vanderwall, and we have Marla from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch for us. And Marla, you unfortunately have some sad news. We want to wish you the best of luck. We know that this is the last time we're going to see you on Tuesday Night Tune-Up, and we just want to thank you so much for everything that you have done here to make this Pizza Ranch a lot better than it has been, giving back in the community and everything you've been doing here, and we just want to wish you all the best from the Steve Shetler Media Group.
So it was about to make me cry. That's all this is about, was to make me cry. I get it. It's heartbreaking. It's devastating to leave, but it's in good hands. Ashley will do fine. Everybody's going to do fine. So I'm happy. I know they'll succeed.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, so the Pizza Ranch here has really been getting turned around. There's a lot of things going on, and there's always great different options and specials and stuff like that. And we're now into the month of June here, so why don't you tell us maybe some of the specials at the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch that people can find?
Well, they're still doing the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 2 to 4, $9.99 happy hour. I believe they're going to change Sunday nights to $12.99, so that will be a thing for about a month and a half, so I'd look forward to that. We still have breakfast in the mornings. We got some coupons going on. Father's Day, they're going to have wings on the bar from 11 to 2 on Father's Day, so I wouldn't miss out on that. That'll be a good deal. And they're going to start having a new coupon coming out, and I can't tell you what it is yet because it's not here, but it's a good one. It is a good one.
Absolutely. And like you were saying, you have your happy hour specials, and there are some other things. What are some other nights besides just tonight for kids night? What are some other nights that people could come and find some other great deals at the Oskaloosa
Well, don't forget
Pizza Ranch?
about your Thursday night wing night, okay? You cannot. I'm telling you, it is. I mean, it's a good deal. Sunday morning breakfast. I say this often. You cannot get a better deal for Sunday morning breakfast because it lasts until 1 o'clock, but you get all of the buffet and breakfast at the same time.
Oh, that's
so you can't pass that. I wouldn't pass it up.
Yeah,
it's a good
absolutely.
deal. They also have. Let's see, Monday night. We're trying to get creative with Monday nights. I know that we have senior nights as well, senior day on Wednesdays, but we're trying to get some more creativity for Monday nights. So we'll probably have a suggestion box soon for that.
There you go. So if you have any suggestions on ideas for Monday nights at Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, yeah, I mean, that's cool that you guys are wanting to hear feedback, and you guys take a lot of feedback, and you can just see that from different things on the buffet here.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. And so we just really appreciate everything that the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch is doing.
Thank you. We won't give up. We'll just keep going.
Absolutely. Well, again, we want to thank you, Marla, for everything you've done. Thank you for letting us come in here and do this every Tuesday night. It means a lot to all of us.
Thank you for becoming part of the family.
Oh, well, thank
We
you so much.
appreciate
I'll
you.
jump in here too,
Yeah.
Marla. Yeah, Marla, you've been fantastic to work with as far as on my end as being an advertiser and just letting us come in and do our thing here at the Pizza Ranch here the last couple of months now. So
Letting Neil run all over. Yeah.
Neil just
Yeah.
does what he does,
Yeah.
which you have to turn a blind eye to that.
You do.
But no, you've been fantastic to work
Thank
with.
you.
Looking forward to working with Ashley here
Yes.
in the near future, and I'm sure we'll still see you around a little bit.
I'll be around.
All right.
Awesome. Well, we're going to let you get back to it. It looks
Thank
like you have
you.
a very busy night
We
out
do.
there. So
We do.
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. Oh, we got
I'm
one
just
more
saying,
thing from Steve.
hang
here.
tight. Let's just hang tight, and we'll come back with more after we hear from some of our sponsors, like the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch.
When you need a break, Pizza Ranch is ready. Rough day or good day, sometimes you just need a buffet. And we've got all your favorites always ready to serve. Come to the place that puts a smile on your face. Make it a buffet day at Pizza Ranch.
Sigourney Motors is a great place for quality used cars and trucks, and most vehicles are priced under $10,000. Right now featuring a 2000 Ford F-150 Super Crew STX 4x4, a 2014 Dodge Journey SXT, and a 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Sigourney Motors also offers oil changes and maintenance repairs and more. Stop in and see CJ at 705 East Jackson in Sigourney. Call 641-224-8056 or email SigourneyMotors@gmail.com. At Copeland Auto Body, we strive to be the area's consistent provider of advanced collision repair. We want all of our customers to have a stress-free experience when they bring their car to Copeland Auto Body. Give them a call at 641-653-2140. Find them online at CopelandAutoBody.com. Copeland Auto Body, located in Hedrick, Copeland Collision Center in Oskaloosa, and Copeland Towing and Recovery in Sigourney. For auto body and towing for Hedrick, Oskaloosa, and Sigourney, see Copeland Auto Body.
At Nutrien Ag Solutions, we are dedicated to your success. We partner with growers like you to expand your possibilities with unparalleled offerings. Your unique challenges are met with more customized solutions than anyone else can offer. With you, we're feeding the future together.
Hey, we do thank all of our sponsors for making Tuesday Night Tune-Up possible. Again, we're live from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. And again, let's just run through all of our sponsors. Oski Pizza Ranch, also, let's see here, Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Body Shop, Julie's Homestyle Cafe, James Family Greenhouse, Sigourney Motors, and Copeland Auto Body. All right, let's take it back to Safe. He is standing by with Cole, and we've got racer Chris Walker. Safe, take it away.
We do. Welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. This is our interview portion of the night. We're very excited. This driver hails from Oskaloosa, Iowa. He was out of hobby stocks for a while. We're glad to see him back now on the racetrack. We have Chris Walker with us here tonight. What a treat. Chris, thanks for coming on and wanted to talk to us about some racing.
Yep, good to be here.
So, Chris, I think your name goes without much about saying that you were a very dominant driver at the Southern Iowa Speedway for a long time. You're getting back into racing now, getting back into a hobby stock. And why don't you tell us what the transition getting back into racing has looked like for you here in the last year?
Oh, we just decided the car count's been low. We decided to get one put together, and things are a lot different than they used to be 10 years ago, for sure. But I think we're adapting well, and we're up front, and hopefully we can get one of them feature wins one of these nights.
Absolutely. And, the hobby stock class is so tough out here. I mean, you have Dustin Griffiths, who's winning a lot. You have guys like Nathan Ballard come down. You have Braden Woods, one of the younger kids, starting to really climb up. So how hard is it to be a top 5 car in this class at the Southern Iowa Speedway?
You just got to have everything, pretty well right, especially at Oskaloosa, because there's so much momentum and it's just fast. And, I mean, you got to have your stuff together.
Yeah, so, you've been racing here a long time, and, there's a lot of changes that have happened here to the track over the years. And what are some of the big things that are different now than even when you got out, 10 or so years ago? What are some of the big things that have changed on the racetrack?
The biggest thing is there just isn't much of a high side anymore. You're more down toward the tires through the middle of the racetrack, and all you got to do is adapt and change and figure out where the fastest part of the racetrack is.
Absolutely. And, the technology behind hobby stocks has evolved
a lot.
A lot. And so what are some of the biggest things that are different from now to then that you're like, I like this a little better, but maybe we went a little backwards here on this end of things?
It just depends. Of course, track conditions makes a big difference. But one of the biggest things we're seeing right now is back in the day, say 20 years ago, you didn't have the shock options that you have like you do now. I mean, right. You can open a magazine, you can get any shock you wanted. We didn't have that option back then. You bolted 4 on and you went racing and you just made it work. But there's things to fine-tune and finesse now. So,
absolutely. And another big thing is on the safety side, the Hans devices and even just the technology in the helmets and things like that. How important is that now, seeing some of these improvements that we have on the safety side?
Oh, I think it's big. I do own a Honda Vice. I have not wore it yet. I need to get that put together and get used to it, but we're still on the neck brace. But yeah, anything you can do to make it safer, especially at Oskaloosa as fast as you're running, I mean, is going to help for sure.
So, talking about the days of racing back then to now, what's some things you wish that could come back from, 15 years ago
car count for sure.
Right. And so that is one thing, is the price of racing has risen quite a bit. Cars are a lot more. So what are some things that need to happen to get back to car counts that we maybe used to see?
I'm not sure that it ever will. It's just, I think it's just evolved to where we are now, and it's just more expensive, and you just don't have as many people into it as you used to.
Right. Yeah, I feel like some of the big things are too is sports, overall sports. Like, you have travel baseball, travel softball, and all these sports now that run through the summer a lot. And the big things, I think, are the baseball and the softball. And Cole, you can kind of chime in here if you want on this, because you're younger and you see a lot of this. But you see these sports where it's like, oh yeah, we have to go to Florida and play in a baseball tournament, and then next week we got to go to Ohio or something like that. And how much is that really hurting our weekly racing program?
I think it's hurting quite a bit, just because the kid, like, I know most people try to take family first over racing and stuff, so then they're trying to deal with their kids and go have fun with their kids and stuff and let them do what they want.
Yeah, I think it's just really tough. I would like to see something maybe change there a little bit.
Our daughter was in travel ball, and we were gone every weekend. When you're gone every weekend, you got to use the week to get your stuff at home done. And so that's kind of when we kind of slowed down, quit racing. And now that we're back to, you can't call it normal, but back to where we are, we just, got into a good deal. I will say a good deal, and we got back into a car. So
what are some things, you were fortunate enough to race here when, the Durians were promoting and stuff like that. And what are some of the best memories you have out here at the racetrack back then that not everyone might have heard some of these stories or know kind of how it was back then?
There's so many. But when I first started, you were lucky to make an A main. If you made it out of the B main and made it to the A main, you won for the night. And now with 12, 14 cars, everybody makes it to there's just not that. The challenge is still there, but it's just, you don't have to run as hard and everything. The biggest part is everybody that's out here now is fast.
Yeah.
And the competition's still there, just like it was back then, but there was just so much more of it. And I don't know, we won a lot of big races all over. We won a couple national championships. We were lucky enough to do that. And just times have changed. And that's the way it is.
Absolutely. And a big thing that has changed, and I'm going to kind of beat on a dead horse here, and I really don't care. And this is tires. It's a big deal right now in hobby stocks, and we talked to Cale Hemsley about we talked to Braden Wood about it, but out of the three, you have the most experience with being in the car and stuff. What are you seeing from a standpoint that, since the prime wells aren't available, those were kind of the status quo, the standard for a long time, and now trying to search for that tire that can, stay together as long as a prime well,
And that's what we're all doing right now. We're just experimenting. Different brands. Different. Obviously, there's different compounds, even though it's a DOT tire. Right now we're all just experienced, or just different ones, and trying to figure out what's working the best. So,
Absolutely. And, you know, at OSC, you talk about, you know, we've talked a little bit about what it takes to be a top 5 car here. And, you know, the guy to beat right now is Dustin Griffiths. And how hard is it to not only get towards the front of the pack, but how hard is it to keep the 10G at bay?
Not sure yet. We ain't been there. I mean, we were up front. We were ahead of him Wednesday night, right up till the axle broke.
Right.
So, I mean, until you actually beat him, I can't answer that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's
keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a super tough class. I mean, you look at all of them are really tough. You have a lot of really good drivers coming here in sport mods.
Absolutely.
You have arguably 3 or 4 of the best stock cars coming to Oskaloosa each week. And how excited does that still make you, though, that we even though we might not necessarily have the best car counts or things like that, to know that a lot of these guys can travel and they're still looked at as some of the best racers in the area?
Oh, I've said it for years. If you can win at Oskaloosa, you can pretty well win anywhere. I mean, it's a different animal. It's a big racetrack. I mean, you can't be scared to go fast. You can't. But I mean, and it's just all momentum, and you got to hit your marks, and you got to be on top of your game when you're racing Oskaloosa.
Absolutely. And you know, the cool thing is you have so many great people that come and they're supporting you here tonight. They come out and support you on Wednesday nights. They're helping you on the car. Who all do you want to thank for being on your car this year?
Well, I got a whole list. The ones with me tonight, of course, my wife, Julie, and she kind of pushed a little bit for this, even though she gets angry. But my neighbors, LBZ, he's been help. He's pushed me more than I think Julie has. We go out and shop, we get it done. The DeWitts, my other neighbors, Dustin and Val, great help. Dustin just wants to get out there. They both, all of them, want to get out there and get the car ready for tomorrow night. We'll see if we race or not, but we have to have it ready. Then as far as sponsors, Teeter Construction and Dirt Work, Dustin Teeter, he's jumped on board since we started this deal. He's been great. J&J Construction, Scott and Liz Johannes, same deal. Just pretty much this whole list is just good friends. Toll Farms, Jim, kind of the same deal. He's the one that talked me into driving his car last year, kind of showed me that, hey, maybe you can still do this. And Jim's been a big help making this car fast, telling me what I need to do, try this, try that. Troy DeMooney, TD Site Work, same deal. Just everybody backs us so well. Doug's Four Wheelers, Doug, anything you need, come get. It's not necessarily Conger Machine anymore, but Bob Conger and Lynn. I mean, he's in Texas, but we went to Texas. We built an engine. I think it's pretty well shining. It's showing itself.
Yeah.
Kiesling Trucking, Jimmy Kiesling, you know, just another guy that jumped on board and helping out. Pro Street Pub, the guys down in Fremont. They've been with me, I think, since 1999, I think.
That's awesome.
Mahaska Bottling, Pepsi. Of course, that's where I work. So, Veru Brothers Show Pigs, Guthrie and Elise, Sand Ridge Tire, Jeremy and Kylie, Wymore Automotive, Ben and Mikey. They do all my gears, everything like that for me. L&J Mower Repair and Mowing. That's Larry that helps me. His boy, he's on board. I already covered Julie. My parents, they're there to help. My daughter, Jalen, and Caleb, he's trying to race. He's struggling, but he's trying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, we just have a lot of great people on board.
That's awesome. And a couple last things I want to talk about here is, one is you brought up is you guys need to go work on the car and maintenance. How important is it right now to make sure that that thing is 100% dialed in, fresh oil, filters good, plugs are good? I mean, How key is that at this track?
I've said it for years. The races are won at home. If you're not prepared at home and you bring it to the racetrack, it's going to show you at the racetrack that you're not prepared.
Right, absolutely. And so one last thing is, if people want to come watch you race, where all can they find the 18 this
Right
year?
now we're just focusing on Oskaloosa. We do want to hit Eldon. Jim Toll, big sponsor. We want to try to get down to Corning and go down there and race with them guys. But right now we're just focusing on Oskaloosa.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, Chris, welcome back. We're glad to see you back in a car here every week. It's definitely special to grow up and watch you racing and winning, and now to have you back out here and competing, it's pretty awesome. So,
yeah, like I've told everybody since it started, we just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And once the fun quits, I'll probably quit doing it. But we are having fun right now, as long as we quit breaking stuff. That's
right. Yeah, it's not much fun to break. All righty, folks. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to let Chris get back to the shop so we can get the 18 car dialed in for tomorrow night. Hopefully, weather pending, we get to race. We'll see what Mother Nature has in store for us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Got a problem under the hood? At Sinclair Napa, we're here to help. No matter if you're tuning up the family car, gearing up your heavy-duty truck, or maintaining your boat, we have the know-how you need to keep your ride running strong. Whether it's top-notch parts, expert advice, or unbeatable customer service, Sinclair Napa is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. Because at Sinclair Napa, we don't just sell parts, we're here to help you get the job done. Stop by today in Sigourney, Montezuma, Williamsburg, Centerville, or Ottumwa, or visit us at sinclairnapa.com. If you've had a run-in with a deer, a fender bender, or any sort of accident with your vehicle, take it to Tony and the guys at Sigourney Body Shop at 210 West Clark Street in Sigourney. They'll get you back on the road in no time, and Tony will help you out with a free estimate. It's service with a smile at Sigourney Body Shop. Give them a call at 641-622-2022, or again, stop in at 210 West Clark Street in Sigourney. Julie's Homestyle Cafe at 216 South Market in Oskaloosa is a small place with a great big taste of home cooking. Established in 2009, Julie's Homestyle Cafe serves breakfast, lunch. You can have a slice of pie, dessert, and soft drinks. Julie's Homestyle Cafe is a veteran-owned cafe serving traditional breakfast and homemade lunch meals just like Mom used to make. Find more information at julieshomestyle.cafe.com or follow their page on Facebook. Stop by James Family Greenhouse and Produce in Sigourney. They have a variety of hanging baskets, annuals, shrubs, perennials, trees, mulch, and vegetable plants. Plus, you can spruce up your landscape with yard decor or decorate the inside of your home with home decor. James Family Greenhouse is also a great place to stop in for some gift ideas. You gotta stop in and see it all for yourself. James Family Greenhouse at 701 East Jackson in Sigourney. And be sure to follow their page on Facebook. Hey, thanks to all of our sponsors for making Tuesday Night Tune-Up possible. That is including James Family Greenhouse, Julie's Homestyle Cafe, Sigourney Body Shop, Sinclair Napa, Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, Copeland Auto Body, also Sigourney Motors, and, of course, our host venue, which is the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. All right, we're going back live to Safe and Cole. And, guys, I'll throw it to you.
All righty, welcome back, race fans, to TNT, the Tuesday Night Tune-Up. We are here live from the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. Some great food here tonight. Make sure you come out and get some delicious food here while they're still open. And I tell you what, Cole, it's hard to walk that buffet and not get a hot piece of chicken off of it, huh?
Yeah, that chicken's pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I tell you what, they just do a great job. And again, we want to thank the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch for everything they're doing for us. It's pretty cool to have a great place to go to like this. And so cool, it's that time of the night where we get to talk about some results, other racing news, things like that. And I know you have a couple things that you wanted to talk about that's going on in the late model world. I'm going to let you start tonight off. You had something here we were talking about a little bit before we threw it back here live. So why don't you unload? Tell us what's on your mind here.
Yeah, there's a pretty cool late model race this weekend over at Eldora. Where's Eldora at? Ohio, right?
In Ohio, yes.
Yeah, it's over in there. So there's some pretty cool wraps. Bobby Pierce has a really, really, really sweet throwback wrap to his dad's car from like 30 years ago, and
it does. It's incredible the jobs on these wraps. They just keep stepping it up and stepping up. And Bobby's one of those guys where he always has a great looking car at different events. Like, you know, at the Dream years ago, he would do the Friday the 13th cars, the Freddy Krueger cars, and then at the Gateway Dirt Nationals, he always does something, you know, Christmas themed, like the Grinch or
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Race Car or something.
Gosh darn it, what's the other one? The train movie. Polar Express.
Yeah, there we go.
He did the Polar Express car the other year. So I feel like that team really does a good job of getting creative. Well, they've done the Ricky Bobby car too with the Ricky Bobby suit.
Yeah.
You know, so he goes above and beyond. I know his wife has a lot to do with some of the ideas and whatnot, but just the personality of Bobby Pierce is something unmet, and it's very cool to see him honoring his dad. You know, the smooth operator, you know, going back and trying to be the tall, cool one. So it's that is a pretty special. If you haven't seen it, go on to Bobby Pierce on Facebook and check that out. It is a very, very good looking car.
Probably one of the cleanest cars I've ever seen.
I would agree 100%. The white with the blue, I mean, it just pops. It's in your face. It looks like something right out of the, you know, 80s. So
yeah,
it's just very well done. Very cool to see him honor his father in that way, even though he's not running Bob Pierce race cars anymore. That would have been really cool, but you know, time goes on and Bob trying to focus more on helping Bobby out. You know, they're running Longhorn chassis now, which I think both Touring late model series should just be called the Longhorn chassis late model series, and they should just combine, because that's about what 99% of the field is running now is a Longhorn chassis.
You got a couple select few that are still running Rocket stuff, but I think the Longhorn with the Bilstein is starting to, that Vinny, I don't know what his last name is, but VG Performance is really kicking butt on the shock stuff. He goes and tests with like Devin Moran, Garrett Alberson, and people. So then Bilstein's just getting 3 steps ahead of everyone. Yeah,
they just do a very good job of on the innovation side. They get the right guys into that, and you know, gonna jump over to sprint car world real quick. You're starting to see that with Toyota race development with their sprint car engines. You know, you have guys like, you know, Selzy, and Kerry Madsen for a while was running a Toyota, helping them develop it. So if you look at the developmental teams in the racing worlds right now, both late model and sprint car side, it's very exciting. If you're a fan, this is a great time right now, because the amount of technology and innovation going into this sport right now is the best that it's ever been, hands down.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. It's starting to get, man, it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. And, you know, obviously you see that. And the cost side, too. You know, there's all this innovation going on. It's going to come back somehow. And we are seeing that in pricing, I think. Racers, it is, you know, a long time ago someone told me, you know how you make $1 million racing?
Yeah, you got to start off with like 3.
Yes, correct. And that is the truest words ever right now. And so, yeah, back to Eldora. We do have the Dream coming up. It is the crown jewel of late model races. And we know that there were some other special wraps going on. There was another car you wanted to talk about as well.
Yeah.
So can you talk to us a little bit about what's going on with Superman?
Yeah, Jonathan Davenport, he's been running. He's always had a white car, an all-white car with pretty simple but really clean look. This year he went to the black car with the same wrap, but just super clean, but it was black instead of the white. But this year, I think in the shop he had the black one loaded up in the front, and then they had the old car that they used to win all the time at Eldora loaded up in the back. So it's pretty cool to see that.
It is, yeah. Jonathan Davenport, Superman. They call him that for a reason, and he definitely knows how to perform at Eldora. I watched him win $1 million there a few years ago. So, yeah, he is. Him and Bobby Pierce are obviously the two that you're going to want to look out for. Ricky Thornton Jr. as well, Devin Moran. I mean, it is. If you're a late model fan, this is a very exciting week. Knoxville has the late model nationals, but nothing holds a candlestick to what happens at Eldora for the Dream. I mean, that is the race, if you are a late model driver, that you have to win to say that you're a someone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the biggest race, the biggest crowd, the biggest payout. I mean, it is wild.
Yeah, it's probably one of the biggest late model events of the year, that's for sure.
I mean, you have that in the World 100, which also takes place at Eldora, which is, they run those back to back. So, I mean, it is very exciting. I wish they would bring the Prelude back. That was always cool, seeing the NASCAR guys go out there and try to throw some dirt around and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, it's still, even without that part, is the biggest late model race of the season.
Yeah, I think one of those, the Prelude to the NASCAR drivers just popped up on my TikTok about a week ago or so that was pretty cool to watch.
Oh, that's awesome. So we're going to switch gears into some results here really quick. So the first one we want to talk about is the World Outlaws Sprint Cars. They have been over in the Dakotas, and they ran at River City the other night. And name that has not really been said lately, and not in quite a while as far as picking up a feature win, but the number 17, the NOS Energy Drink car, Sheldon Hodenshield, picked up a feature win over David Gravel, Donnie Schatz, Carson Macedo, and Giovanni Selzi. So another really good top 5 of cars there, and obviously Sheldon able to come out on top, which, again, it has been a long time since Sheldon has won a race in the Clausen Marsh Racing number 17 car.
Yeah, normally he's about a top 7 car, I'd say, or so. It's really cool to see him win. He puts in a lot of work into it, and he really wants to do good, and he has pretty good stuff, so it's really cool to see him win.
Absolutely. And, I think, and this is my own opinion, and we're all opinionated, which is good, but my thing is, if you look at the people that are involved with NOS Racing as a whole, you have him, Tyler Courtney, Chris Wyndham, Ricky Stenhouse, you have some guys from the drifting world and stuff like that. I feel like a lot now is more pushed towards the publicity side for NOS more than everything else. You always see them making these little videos, or they do these like week-long challenges where they drive each other's cars, or they'll do them blindfolded or stuff. And do you think at all that is impacting how these guys end up driving on the weekends by having to do so much publicity stuff for NOS?
Yeah, I think it gets NOS out there really nicely. It's like that Knoxville commercial that they did I don't know how many years ago, but it was with
the one with Carson Macedo.
Yeah, and Sheldon.
Cars on the track and stuff. Yeah,
that one was really funny to watch and stuff like that. It just gets your brand out there so good, and having those big names like that.
Do you think it's hurting the drivers at all? Do you think they're having to spend so much time worrying about having to go and do these commercial shoots and stuff like that it's taking away from their ability on the track?
No, I don't really think so, just because NOS knows their schedule. They're that big of a sponsor to them, so they probably try to work around it, and they probably try to schedule that stuff when they're down for a couple days, so then they go film shortcuts of it and stuff like that, I would assume.
Sure, absolutely. So, yeah, so we had some great racing there. The High Limits have been doing a lot of racing too. Aaron Reitzel has been trying to get as many wins with that series as he can. He came up short the other day. And then we had an issue with the big cat, Brad Sweet. The guy that owns the series did not report to the scales after the race and got disqualified.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
I don't know how they literally tell you over the receiver, so I don't know how you'd miss that. But
yeah, he was in second. forgot to go to the scales, said he had a flat tire, went back to his pits, was hoping that they let it go and let him get a tire and go back. But here's what I'm going to say on that. Good for them for disqualifying him. And here's why I'm going to say that. The guy co-owns the series. I remember this clean as day that a couple years ago when they started High Limits, there was an incident at Grandview when Christopher Bell was running the 39 car for Kevin Swindell, and there was a horrible restart because the flagman had the wrong colored flag in his hand. Christopher was looking at the flag and not the color of the lights, and it caused a whole restart fiasco, and Brad let it go. And then there was a ton of backlash on that because Kyle was in that heat race and so was Rico, so they thought it was a lot of favoritism. Christopher didn't make it into the A. Kevin was really mad, didn't want to run the series anymore. So it's good to see that he's like, hey, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I missed the scale. Disqualify me. Instead of like, hey, that guy runs the series. We should let him put a tire on and go back to the scale.
Yeah, it kind of seems like something's up there. Like, you can roll over the scales with a blown out tire. It's not like you're driving it through the pits like you would a late model or sport mod or something like that.
Right.
You're just getting pushed by a four-wheeler. So, yeah, I mean, it's an expensive wheel, but it's not going to completely kill it. They could have changed it in tech real quick.
Yeah. I'm just glad to see that they made the right call. I know Brad is just like, yeah, I messed up. He was obviously mad about it because, it's a big pay difference from 2nd to 25th. But I'm glad to see that they didn't try to do anything special for a guy that runs the series, because I feel like if that would have happened, that probably would have been some of the ending of the High Limit series. I mean, that is one way to shoot yourself in the foot pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think that money that he got from 2nd to 25th probably ain't hurting him that much since he
no, absolutely not.
Just because, like, he's getting all the entry fees and all that back. I mean, I know they pay probably most of it out, but all the people in the stands, too, he's getting part of that. So he's probably just like, oh, well, that's my mistake. It's
right, absolutely. So David Gravel is on track to win another sprint car, World Outlaws sprint car title. He has a pretty good lead right now on second on back. Carson Macedo is starting to make some strides. He is getting better in qualifying. He's put kind of a dent in his 4th place in points right now, starting to climb the ladder. We're not even to the halfway point of the season. Do you think we could see possibly a late surge from the 41 JJR car here and have maybe a shot come that time where they go to North Carolina for the World Finals?
I mean, I think he has a good shot at getting second. I don't really think anyone's going to beat David Gravel, to be honest. He's probably is the best sprint car driver in the world right now, other than Kyle Larson. So it's one of those things.
So that'll be something interesting for next year. There's a lot of teams that it seems like are on the fence for next year to join the High Limit Series, especially after we've talked about how, they're doing some changes with the manufacturer stuff and the franchising and whatnot. Do you think that there are any World of Outlaw drivers that have been with the Outlaws for a while and you could say are one of the higher points guys that are going to make the switch to the High Limits next year?
I don't know. They probably won't, just because they've been with the World of Outlaws for so long, and the World of Outlaws has been pretty decent to everyone. I feel like from what you see on all the news, they always say the track's really good and stuff like that. So I don't really think that they'll switch. Maybe a couple guys will lower in points just because they know that they can go run for more money. But
who could you see leaving the World of Outlaws to go to the High Limits? Just curious if you have any drivers where like, you know what, I think next year these guys are going to go join this series.
I mean, I think Sheldon could possibly like go half and half, just like not really follow a series, just see where they're running at. And cause I mean, he's good at certain tracks. He's not You know what I mean?
Right. I was thinking the guys you were going to see is Sheldon Hodenshield. I think you're going to see Giovanni Scelzi. And the last one's probably going to be a shocker. I think you're going to see Logan Schuchart.
Yeah, I mean, he runs
he's second
really
in points right now. And I think the wild card that could possibly switch is also Buddy Kofoid.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting next year on how many full-time World Outlaw drivers would be left, because you'd have Gravel potentially, Macedo, Schatz, and then you're going to have some up in the air. You'll have Bill Baylog, and he could possibly switch to high limits.
Yeah.
You know, so I think next year could be the full demise of the World Outlaw sprint cars as we see it, which would absolutely be wild. Again, they've been the status quo for so long, but it's hard when you put a franchise tag on something, and the amount of money, the amount of races, you know, it's hard to beat what the high limits are doing. And I don't think the World Outlaws have an answer.
No, I mean, it's not like when high limits running, they're putting races like that are like within a couple 100 miles within each other. So then the teams aren't like having to stay up all night, having 3 different guys trucking and stuff like that. So it's probably making it so much easier for the teams also.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the thing for me is what used to be really cool about the World Outlaw sprint cars was some of the things they did. The Bristol dirt, they went to the Topeka drag strip and turned that into a dirt track. I don't know if you've ever seen that or not. They literally went on the drag strip towards the end of it, and they turned it into a dirt track at Topeka.
Huh, that's pretty neat, actually.
It is. They used to do some really wild stuff. And then it's almost like they just got comfortable with, we're going to go from the West Coast, or we're going to go from Florida to the West Coast, to the East Coast, to the West Coast, to the Midwest, back to the East Coast, then finish in North Carolina. That's good enough for us. We're just going to, call it there. Maybe we'll go to 1 or 2 new tracks a year, but, you know, it's like, okay, hey, look at this. We're going to go to Knoxville an extra 2 times a year. We're going to do this a little extra. Well, that's great for fans, maybe, because they know they have a lot of fans in that area. But I feel like they've lost their touch with actual grassroots racing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things that they've done it for so long. It's kind of just like, meh.
Repetitive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's repetitive. It is. And I think it's really sad for race fans. I feel really bad for a lot of the race fans because of that. They want to see a World Outlaw race near them or at their track, and more than likely it's not going to happen. But then you have the high limits guys where it's like, we'll come to your track. Sure. Yeah, we'll put you on the books or whatever. You're not seeing that with a lot of these racing groups anymore. And it is sad to see.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's starting to get like NASCAR, where they just go to the same tracks over and over and over and over again. It's kind of boring to watch just because you know who's going to be dominant there. You can pick out about 3 or 4 cars that are going to be like, yep, they're going to be contending for the win. And compared to like, if you go somewhere new that no one's, I mean, yeah, some people will be there, but it won't be like everyone has been there. So then it's kind of more of a heads up guessing, gearing wise and all that wise.
Yeah, I'm just glad to see the High Limit Series doing what they're doing. It's great. So now I want to kick it back here and talk about the Dream in the World 100 a little bit. I want to hear some predictions. I want to hear who you think is more than likely going to be the winner at Eldora this coming weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I'd probably have to pick one, there's about 3 options that you could say that are probably going to run in the top 3.
You get one. You got one guy to win.
If I were to, I don't know. I think it's one of those things. It kind of just depends on where you start. But if you're picking from a back row challenge or something like that, I'm taking Jonathan Davenport probably.
So Superman is your pick to win.
Yeah, he just is so patient. I mean, I feel like Bobby Pierce could do good, but he's just kind of just gets impatient and starts wrecking.
No, I agree. You're not going to believe who I'm going to pick. This is so out there in left field. You're going to be surprised.
Lay it on me.
Tim McCready.
Yeah?
Tim McCready's going to get it done.
Yeah.
I think this is the year Tim McCready is going to go back to victory lane at Eldora.
Yeah, I doubt he even makes a show.
I'll tell you why. He's won 2 races back-to-back. He's been in the top 5 lately. He is in the conversation now for some points. And he is starting to get back to how Tim McCready used to race. And I think he is going to make a statement this weekend at Eldora.
Yeah, I mean, when he last year at 34, me and a couple buddies went down there and watched because our buddy's dad was racing, Chad Simpson. So
oh, yeah.
Our buddy Clay. So we were like, yeah, let's go watch that. And then he went quick time or something down there and did really good in the feature. And in one of his interviews, he was talking about how, like, at Rocky 1, they weren't letting him do what he wanted to the car. And finally, when they let him, then he goes out there and sets quick time and actually looks really good all night. So it's kind of like one of those things. I think he's still really smart, and whatever he has is definitely capable to win.
Yeah, that's my pick for Eldora. So, Steve, make sure you replay this right down. He picks Jonathan Davenport. I'm going Tim McCready.
Got it.
Loser next week has to eat an ice cream sundae on camera at the end.
Oh, okay.
Sounds good to me.
Well, I think it's going to be hilarious trying to see you eat an ice cream sundae in front of everyone. I think it's just going to be a giant mess everywhere.
Nah, I'll be all right.
I don't think so. So, I can't believe you're picking Jonathan. You're taking the easy route out. I'm kind of disappointed.
Part of me says to go Bobby Pierce, but, like,
you can go Bobby Pierce if you want.
It's just,
I'll let you take a switch if you want to take a switch.
Yeah, I guess I'll go Bobby Pierce.
Okay, there we go. There we go. That's exactly what I knew was going to happen.
I don't know, he's the hot shoe right now, so it's kind of like,
okay,
it's kind of hard not to take him.
All right, I'm going to let you do that if you want to take Bobby.
Just hoping he uses the right rear breakaway. A lot.
Absolutely. So, all right, race fans. So here are some races you can catch this week. Weather pending still for the Southern Iowa Speedway. Tomorrow night is Kids Night. There is going to be a candy dash on the front stretch. So make sure you come out, bring the kiddos for the candy dash at the Southern Iowa Speedway tomorrow night. Friday night, Columbus Junction, Marshalltown Speedway. There's a few different tracks. And then Saturday, you can head over to Knoxville, Iowa, and watch some great wing sprint car action. They had some good racing there last week with the Avanti Corn Belt Nationals.
Yeah.
Can't forget to talk about that a little bit with the USAC series there. Two great winners.
Yeah, Brady Bacon won one night, didn't he?
Brady Bacon and C.J. Leary.
Yeah, I haven't heard that name for a little bit, but he's one of he used to be like really good.
Two of the arguably best USAC sprint car drivers to be in America. 100%.
Yeah, Brady Bacon. I know me and Dad went over there and watched one night. And
the Macho Man.
Yeah.
That's his nickname. And Steve's got a Macho Man shirt on.
Yeah.
Give us a line, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Dig it.
So, yeah, Brady Bacon, yeah, he is a fierce non-wing driver. I mean, you can't really say USAC non-wing racing without bringing up Brady Bacon. Or C.J. Leary. Both are in conversation to be in a Hall of Fame someday with the USAC series. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, race fans, that's where you can catch some racing action this weekend. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors that help make this possible. We really want to give another big shout-out to the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. Make sure you come out this Thursday night, $9.99 Wing Night. Thursday. Hope you're here. We're going to go ahead and take it back to Steve to tell us about all the rest of the wonderful sponsors that make TNT happen each and every week.
Yes, again, Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch, a fantastic host venue and sponsor. Sigourney Motors, Copeland Auto Body. We got Nutrien Ag Solutions in Keswick, as well as Sinclair Napa, Sigourney Body Shop, Julie's Homestyle Cafe, and James Family Greenhouse. We thank Chris Walker for being our guest this week earlier on the show, and also Marla for being a great manager here at the Oskaloosa Pizza Ranch. All right, for Safe and for Cole, we do thank you guys for tuning in here on Steve Shetler Media for Tuesday Night Tune-Up.